Hey guys, so we're here to talk about building the unit to hold all the electronics. So I've gotten this cooler my parents actually had laying around. I was going to do something a little more fancy. I've spent a couple of weeks trying to even get to that point of filming this and videoing it, and I've just running out of time. I'd like to get this project off the ground in the next 2 weeks, maybe 3. So I'm going to go to a little more of a prefab solution. Some of the things that we've got to mount, we're going to need to mount the antenna, obviously. I've been looking at this, and I think this obviously makes a pretty good connection point. Then I can run my SMA wire connector out of there, maybe silicone it up. I'll probably end up putting a little block of foam. I do have a big sheet of foam that I bought from Lowe's, 4x8 sheet of this. So to help insulate things where I cut holes, I'll probably make an extra little patch, and then I'll probably silicone the hole shut. Got spot GPS satellite. It needs to be 12 inches away from the Trackwino GPS. Got a handy little notch here that looks pretty good. I'll mount that up here. And then I'm thinking the Trackwino can go down at the bottom along with the batteries. The antenna wire can go out the bottom there, and then we'll secure the open log, tape these connectors down, get them nice and secure. And then the battery with its wires, and I'll probably run these wires out of a hole, so I can connect it up when I'm ready, and then possibly glue on another block with instructions on how to shut it down, so that when it's beeping, someone knows how to shut it down. So here's the beeper. I figured I'd probably glue that to this and then cut some styrofoam around it to insulate it. Let's see, we got 2 cameras to mount. I don't have the Canon out. Here's my little Vivitar camera recorder, video recorder. I'll probably just make a little box and glue it on the side, and then just turn it on and final glue it, or maybe even build a box that holds it all together, and then just tape it on. Now I did buy Gorilla duct tape. I really think that's the best. So also going to paint this bright orange, and possibly put some aluminum foil tape on the sides in hopes that that will be enough for radar reflection. Otherwise, I might have to buy a radar kit. They look a little heavy, a little more money than I want to spend on a radar kit too, about 30 bucks. But I'm hoping that the aluminum foil, maybe some air conditioning duct foil will work. That's what I've seen 1 or 2 other postings about. I think it's untested. I don't know if it's gonna be 100%. Whereas if I bought, say, the Davis kit, that would work really well. All right. So when we come back, I should have get the Trackwino mounted and the spot GPS mounted. Okay, quick update on the current progress here. You can see. Hopefully you can see in there. Alright, we got the Trackwino with the temperature sensor coming here. I'm using some GE silicone. It's probably not paintable to glue this stuff down. I was using spray tack, but it has a tendency to eat it. So yeah, we'll see when I go to paint this, it may flake off in some of those areas. Not a big deal though. The unit the box is disposable. I duct taped around these connectors and down to make a strap harness to ensure these connectors are in. I did the same thing here. You can see I went all the way around it with the Gorilla duct tape, and then around here. That made sure that that was not coming apart. Probably make it sticky, but if we get it back, it'll just go back into one of these things again. So here's the GPS antenna. Got one of those little flat ones. I've spliced it off. That means that the GPS will go over here, or the spot satellite will go over there. So I'll put another coat over here, and then I'll probably duct tape this on just to be sure that that puppy doesn't come loose in flight. That would not be good. And I've decided that I'm gonna run some bands of Gorilla tape around, and then tape the string that I bought. I have this is 40-pound test line, so I think you're required to use a maximum of 50 pounds. So that's what will be around this, holding it. I have something pretty cool here. I have a Rocket Man parachute that this will be strapped to. That's where I'm currently at. I'm gonna continue to make progress. Made some good progress here. I have the lines secured to the box, and I've got the antenna resting on the equipment here. So everything that we need is inside the box, including the parachute, because what I want to know is how much does this weigh. I have bought this to calculate both the weight of this and the lift weight, right? So I plan on tying this to the ground, tying this to the balloon until I get, 1.5, I think it is, lift weight. So we want to know where we're at with our weight. So I'm going to turn this on, let it calibrate. We got everything that we're going to be taking in the air with us. And I am set to pounds. We are at 2.54 pounds, which is pretty good. My target weight was to stay under 3 pounds. I got a half a pound to spare. I'll probably use a little bit of that finalizing the stuff here, but very happy. So let me show you the progress that I have made since the last camera shot. Let me get rid of that. That's probably going to be in the way. Oh, maybe not. Okay. So the lines, they are in. Alright. You can see that I used tape to reinforce them. So I put a layer of tape down, and then a layer on top of them, and a layer around. Now the layer that seals the top will seal these again. And I might potentially build something that holds these lines together up here, or about that height, because I'm a little concerned that if things get out of control, then it might end up getting tangled up in itself. Alright, so I think you've seen the sensor. You've seen that I reinforced this. The GPS sensor's on there pretty good. The buzzer is here. Go ahead and take out. You can see I got the parachute in there. I went inside and got the Canon camera. The Vivitar. Yep, the Vivitar was inside the parachute there. All 4 batteries, and the satellite. So that was everything that we plan to take up on board. So you can see I've got the memory card for the open log in a place that I can get to it. Before I do the final pack on this, clear that off, and so all my wires are zipped down. I plan to build a structure around this to hold this in place, and put a piece over it, and then the batteries will have their own little compartment, and then I'll probably put another piece on top of that. We still got to figure out how the cameras go. So we'll keep hacking at this until we're done. Okay, so I had some problems with the GPS antenna for the Trackwino. I went to test how things were and discovered that the GPS antenna is broke. I happen to have one that was in a little black case. I took it out. The only problem with it is that it has quite a bit of wire. So I've been very happy with that antenna. From my testing, it works really well. So I'm going to go ahead and stick with that and just stuff the wire down in there. So I think the first layer on the bottom of this capsule is going to be the Trackwino and the open log logger, and then I'll put a plate of styrofoam down, and I think I'm going to put the two cameras on each side, here and here, and then this will pretty much be done. I'm going to run a wire out somewhere where I can solder the Trackwino together and then glue a patch of styrofoam on the side. I have found that Liquid Nails Clear Seal is a really good adhesive for this styrofoam. So it's been a couple weeks, actually 2 weeks, since I've been able to look at this. I decided, so when I discovered that the GPS antenna was broke, I thought that I'd actually burned up the Trackwino circuit again, and I was really nervous, which is what took me so long to get back to working on it, because I really wasn't looking forward to spending another $100 and 2 hours building a Trackwino. And it would be my last one, because that's my last circuit board, and that's my last transistor. Although I did notice that someone had posted a different transistor that's in stock is working for people. But during this time, I decided to play it safe. I have a little voltage regulator here, variable voltage regulator, and I put total of 6 lithium-ion batteries here. So, yeah, that's going to be the voltage regulator. Make sure that the Trackwino is not going to get burned up. So that's how we're going to do it. So I'm gonna turn off the camera. I'm gonna get those cameras mounted and get the plate down in here and finish this. All right, holding at 2.76 pounds with everything in the box here. I'll come around and turn so you can see better. The light in the background there. See the GPS off on the side. Antenna's mounted. Box has been painted. I'll probably come back and repaint the black tape. The antenna's been mounted and hooked up. Everything is put in its place. Alright, so we'll pull the antenna, the parachute out. Alright, and we will take a look inside here. I built that little plate down there to hold the Trackwino in. It's got 2 little flaps on the side, and it's split in the middle so I can pull it up. Alright, and then I got mounts for each camera on each side, and then I'll tape it back to them. And the GPS will go up here, and I'll tape the mount to the back. Alright, so that completes the capsule build.